Have you ever wondered why your life is governed by two different sets of rules, state and federal? Or why the American government seems to be in a constant tug-of-war with itself? The answers aren't in today's headlines. They're in a 250-year-old operating system designed by the Founding Fathers. Let's explore how the American government was really formed. Not as a perfect plan, but as a series of intense debates, failures, and compromises that still define our lives today. Before the Constitution, we know there was the Articles of Confederation. It was the government's first attempt, and frankly, it was a total disaster. The central government was incredibly weak. It could ask the states for money, but the states could just say no. Imagine trying to run a country like that. States started putting up trade barriers against each other, creating economic chaos. Worse, the federal government had no real power to raise an army or defend the nation. It was clear this system wasn't working. So, the founders went back to the drawing board. They needed a new operating system for the country. This led to a huge debate. A fundamental clash of ideas between two giants, Thomas Jefferson and Alexander Hamilton. Jefferson was terrified of a strong central government. He had just fought a war to escape a king, and he didn't want to create another one. He believed liberty was safest when power was kept local, close to the people. On the other side was Hamilton. He looked at the chaos of the Articles of Confederation and feared the country would fall apart without a strong federal government. He argued that for the United States to survive, it needed a central authority with the power to tax, regulate commerce, and maintain order. This fundamental split, this Federalist fracture, was the central conflict in designing the new government. Who should have the power, the states or the federal government? The Constitution was the result of this epic debate, a brilliant compromise. The federal government was given real authority. Hamilton, a financial genius, argued that national debt could be a national blessing. By taking on the states' war debts, the federal government gave wealthy citizens a financial reason to want the new nation to succeed. This established the national credit we still rely on today, but the fear of tyranny was still very real. This is where George Washington stepped in. He set the most critical precedent of all: civilian control over the military. After the war, he voluntarily resigned as commander-in-chief, returning power to the people. Later, after 2 terms as president, he walked away, ensuring the presidency wouldn't become a lifetime appointment. He chose to build a republic ruled by law, not a kingdom ruled by one man. So, how does this 250-year-old experiment affect you in 2026? It's everywhere. That Federalist fracture between Hamilton and Jefferson is why you have both state and federal laws. When you see different education standards or tax laws from one state to the next, that's Jefferson's vision of local power in action. But when the national government steps in to manage a nationwide crisis or regulate commerce that crosses state lines, that's Hamilton's central authority at work. Our entire economic reality is built on Hamilton's financial system. The US dollar is the world's reserve currency because of the principles of national credit he established. Every time you hear politicians debating the national debt ceiling, you're rehearing a modern version of the original clash between Hamilton's push for a strong economy and Jefferson's fear of financial control. And most importantly, the precedents set by Washington ensure our system's stability. The peaceful transition of power isn't an accident. It's a direct result of his decision to step down. The military answers to elected civilians, not the other way around, preventing the kind of military takeovers we see elsewhere. Ultimately, the goal was to create a government of laws, not of men. The Constitution is that rulebook. It's the referee that ensures, even when we are deeply divided, we are all still playing the same game. That 1790s experiment is not just history. It is the living, breathing framework of our daily lives. Thanks for watching. If you found this Look into America's Foundation interesting, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more content that connects the past to your present. See you next time.